Okay, everybody, here we are again, Tina? Ranworth Church, St. Helen's Church, Ranworth. We've been here so many times, we definitely should pitch a tent up. We've done a lot of work here with Colonel
Thomas Sidney,
and we're here today to see...
Well, we came before, didn't we? And I picked someone up, a vicar.
Yeah.
William, I think his name was, yeah, William. And just to see if he comes in or anyone else wants
yeah.
to.
Well, if you like what we do, you subscribe, like
comment.
Share, comment. Fantastic. Okay, Tina. You're going to expand your energies and see what comes in.
Yeah. Is there anybody here?
I'm just going to pan around while you're doing that.
Is anybody here who would like to connect with us today? We're not here to harm you in any way. We're here to pick up your story and maybe release you into the arms of heaven if that's what you want. That'll be a version of heaven is. Okay, so I'm going to spend my energy. I heard a noise, sorry.
Okay.
Anyone would like to come through? Is there anybody here who would like to connect with us today?
This church in the past for us has always been very noisy and quite dark.
Anyone will come through at all?
Today it's very light and quite quiet. There is some creaking going on, but these old buildings are sometimes still settling. Carry on, Tina, sorry.
I've got a little monk.
Okay.
I've got a little monk. Oh joy. This is the one I've been wanting to come through.
I guess I'm wondering who it is. Yeah, I think I know.
Pacifus.
Yeah.
Bless him. He painted these roof screens. Painted all these roof screens.
He actually did them, or did he repair them?
Oh, I just see him paint them. Okay,
Yeah.
so we could have repaired them, or we could have done them. How old he is, he probably painted them first. Or I can just see him painting them.
Yes. You've
Oh,
seen him before
Pacifus.
doing that, though, haven't you, Tina?
I've seen him, but I know that he's come through today. That's absolutely wonderful. He's a well-known figure, being seen on the boards, on a boat.
Yep. And he comes from that abbey,
St. Bennett's.
St. Bennett's Abbey, which is about 4 miles away upstream.
Wow, thank you. I feel honoured.
And in fact,
That was definitely something being moved. That's just confirmation.
But he's known for his little dog on a little boat, and he comes round and he works in his church painting the rood stone paintings.
That was a bit unnerving.
There was a noise there, wasn't there?
That was like something being thrown across.
I don't know what it was, but we'll listen to it again when we get back.
Okay, so what do you got to say, Pacifus? He's not really one who, he's quite happy staying there. He
Right.
don't need to be going.
Okay.
He's just quite happy. I think almost like it's like a time warp that he comes in and out of, to be honest.
Yeah. He has been seen, hasn't he? He has
Most times,
haunted,
yeah.
if that's not really
Not
the right
haunted,
word.
he doesn't haunt.
No.
He's a nice, gentle soul.
Soul, yeah.
So he doesn't haunt, he just like being around. I think.
See what he comes up with, Tina. See what he comes out with.
What have you got to say?
What would you like to tell us?
He just led a passive life, a very easy life. As a monk. Done this thing.
What's the name of his dog, his famous little dog?
I can see a little white dog. Was it a white dog?
Yeah, I think it was.
I can see a little white dog with him.
Jeffrey the dog. What sort of dog was he?
The dog was a mongrel. Just a small white dog. I think it's got a patch on his eye. And it's called Jeffrey after someone famous in the church. Someone famous at that time.
Okay.
Connected with the church.
Yeah.
And he's just come in to say hello because we've seen him several times but not communicated with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's delighted what he's really happy about is how all these roof screens have been, He wanted to come through and say, restored
Yes.
to their former
Former
glory.
glory.
And he's very, very happy about that. That's all he come in to say. And he loves to come in here, you know, all around the boards. He's been seen on a boat, walking the grounds, walking the grounds at St. Bennett's. He's not an unhappy soul, though, because he may be in the airplane, but I think he's a person who can come and go.
Okay.
Yeah, because you do get spirits like that who can come and go.
Yeah.
Just come back and
he predominantly lived at St. Bennett's?
yeah, that's where he lived his life. Yeah.
And did he used to come down here and then...
He came down there a lot because I'm almost certain that he was the one who painted them and not repaired them. I think he painted them.
Ah, is he able to tell you?
Well, he told me he painted them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what he said. I painted them, and I'd like to come back in here. And we caught him at the right moment, so I was drawn here for a moment because I've always wanted to get in touch with this pacifist.
Yes.
And thank you.
And what year are we looking at?
Oh, very early. Very early, just after it was built. Quite early.
And who was king at the time? Is he able to tell you?
I'm just getting Stephen, and I'm sure there was an early king called Stephen.
Okay.
I'm just getting Stephen.
Okay.
I don't think he's king very long.
Right.
Stephen. On the Feast of Stephen. Anyway, that's what he said, on the Feast of Stephen. Why are you here today? Apart from looking at this. I'm often in here.
And
So no special date or anything else.
was he aware of Thomas Selby's spirit, the negativity of that particular spirit?
He's in a different higher vibration, so no, he wouldn't have been aware of this.
Oh, right,
Because he's in a higher vibration. He's quite high vibration. My vibration must be high today for me to tune in with him.
Yes.
To be honest, because he was a monk and he prayed. There were some things he saw, what he said, that he's telling me right now. There were some things what happened during his lifetime in the Abbey.
Yep.
And in and around that weren't right.
Could you tell us what they were, just to fill in a little bit of history?
Some of the holy brothers weren't holy.
Right.
You understand? No, that there was just some of them that weren't. Maybe they were placed there at that time.
Was a penance almost?
Or maybe they were placed there at that time, so the brothers could see the evil side of life, or the negative side of life, should I say, rather than just all praying to God and everything's holy.
Yeah.
So they had to have brothers who were, lower vibrational, that's what we call them, low vibrational beings, who weren't quite as, they'd fight and drink, things they shouldn't have been doing. Obviously, he was holier than thou. That's what he's smiling at me, nodding his head.
Right.
Holier than thou.
Yeah.
But they weren't all what we think it was in a monastery. That was quite hard. Or an abbey, that was quite hard, and there were monks that didn't follow, didn't even do their morning prayers and stuff, just maybe they shouldn't have been there, but they were there for a reason, he said.
Mm-hmm. Was he high up in the priesthood then? Was he like an abbot or?
No, he wasn't an abbot.
No, do you know, I didn't think he was. I thought he was.
No, he's a monk.
He was just a monk who loved the order.
It's not only this church he painted in, he's telling me.
Okay.
There was others on the river.
Could he give us the names?
Well, obviously he did it in St. Bennett's, but St. Bennett's is gone. There's nothing left of that.
Yeah.
That was robbed out.
Yeah.
St. Bennett's. I'm trying to ask him if he can give me other names of churches along the river. That was my phone, sorry. He's telling me he went right out to Wroxham.
Okay.
So there's another couple of churches with rood screens. There was rood screens in that church at Smallborough, wasn't there?
Yes, there was.
So I don't know if he's done them as well.
Well, they're a similar style.
So you go on down. Honing. We didn't go to Honing. Perhaps we should go to Honing.
And so that was his job as the monk who would go around and
Paint roof
fine art, if you like.
And not only paint roof screens. He would do pictures for Bibles, you know what they...
Ah, okay.
He's very good. He's very, very good. He was very well trained from a young child to produce these beautiful copies of these roof screens and books like Bibles, scriptures. Yeah, and because he's quite rotund, right? So he's got a nice face, nice smile on the face. He's quite short, small.
Yeah.
His hair's out, but he's got sort of a bald patch on his head, which they would have worn like that. And with just a rope around a brown sock sort of thing. Yeah. And some sandals, and he was very happy.
What else can you tell us about the history that we may not know of this area, or the historic secrets? I've just seen there's actually. Look, right, carry on. I've got something on the screen here which I can't explain.
Okay. And noises.
There's a few noises in here. There's 3 like orbs in front.
Well, obviously this is completely different in his days. The churches, and those are little villages. There weren't all these buildings there is today on the Broads and everything, so it's completely different. And Abbey didn't have a windmill growing out of it, which makes him laugh in horror.
Right, yes.
Yeah, you think that's a monstrosity. You
Sorry?
know what I mean? You think that windmill growing up, built inside the Abbey is a monstrosity, don't you?
Yes, it's a strange looking thing. What else can you tell us?
Life was just really good, but obviously there were raids, there were all sorts of things going on. It was early days in Christianity, the early church, and it weren't early days, but the early churches were growing, they started to grow and build more and more churches.
Yeah. Yeah, I just put my hand up over it.
And that was it, really. His life was doing what he loved, because he was very trained in this, or very, articulate.
And how did he die then, Tina? How did he spend the last days of his life as well?
Well, he got to a stage, he just kept going on the boat as much as possible, but he got to a stage, obviously, where he was too old to do that. Yeah. And he spent many doing painting, doing scriptures, and doing them all in lovely pictures. And he died peacefully.
How old was he?
70, which is quite old for a monk at that time.
And where did he die?
In St Benet's Abbey.
Yeah.
And he was buried in St Benet's Abbey. But there's no graveyard open.
No.
But I did, when we went there, I said the graveyard's over
there. You did, yeah, you did say we have to go back there, Tina. I think there's more there to do. But
yeah, so it was a very short visit because it was raining and horrible.
It was a horrible day, the energy was low, and I think we should go back there. But we're with this fellow at the moment. I don't think we should ask if he wants to go, because he has that ability to use...
He's got the ability. Some spirits are high vibration, they've got the ability.
And what message has he got for us?
What messages have you got for us today, St Pacifus? That would be very nice. Okay. Look around you. See what's really there. See what the things are best in life. Free. You don't need nothing. You just think you do. You need to be out in nature, in God's garden. That's what he called it. Lovely word. Yeah. In God's garden.
Lovely description.
Like you are, what you're doing now. And he said, every time you go to nature, you get like a healing. And don't be greedy. I mean, people are so greedy today that they're unbelievably greedy. He said they're quite prepared to rape what's left of the planet, this beautiful God's garden, what do you call it? And in our time, we had such a frugal existence, but a happy one. And we were very happy. Not everyone was very happy.
Spiritually happy.
Just spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything. The whole package. Because they didn't take what they didn't need. They didn't want what they had to rape, they didn't. They were just quite happy, he said. And if people started living that way, in a simple way, this planet would be saved, and so would people.
What was a high point in his life?
Doing this.
He loved doing this. So what was a low point? What was the worst time of his life?
My dog died.
Ah, really? Yeah. Yeah, where?
His companion.
Yeah.
We weren't really allowed in the Abbey. But he used to sneak him into his cell.
Oh, did he? Yeah, yeah.
It'd be very good. He said that it'd be very good. He wouldn't bark. He knew that the dog sort of knew he mustn't bark. Yeah, and I would go out on my boat with him, come between.
He's been
Do the
seen.
paintings in the churches, that's why he came on his
Yeah,
boat. So he's like a very high vibrational being who can come and go. He's not stuck in the ether. He just likes to come back and have a look.
Yeah. He's actually been seen on the
Very
Broads, the dog and him, paddling down the river towards this church.
Look, yeah, just down there on the board.
Yeah.
That way, isn't
Yeah. Yes, you're right.
Okay,
He's
Pacifus,
quite a
thank
character
you
for
so
this
much.
area.
Thank you so much for appearing. Just carry on your journey, you two. That's what he said. Carry on your journey, you two. Keep going. Keep going and do whatever you got to do, because what you're doing is of a massive help, and you don't realise that they ain't just me doing it, ain't just us. There's other people.
Yeah.
But they're few and far between.
Yeah.
But we're meant to be doing it. He's telling me in the area of East Anglia. That's where we're meant to be doing it. So East Anglia's quite big. We're like if you were given a job, your area is that
Yes.
area. This is ours.
This is our area. Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Lovely message from him.
Touch my head and yours.
Oh, right.
God go with you.
Oh.
Thank you for the work you're doing.
It's quite humbling, actually, isn't it?
Very humbling. Thank you. He's gone now.
There's not many that we haven't sent on their way, but
Don't have to. This one.
he was quite. That's really nice. That it was. To be honest, Tina, I wondered why we hadn't come across him, and we had been here.
We had to wait until it was completely
several
quiet
times.
in here.
And yes, and of course he's not one locked in this ether. So it was,
You get a foo. We've had a foo like that. You can come and go. Before.
But you've seen him before, haven't you? You
Yes,
said you've
I've
seen him working, but never connected.
But today he made himself known to us, which was absolutely fantastic. Because I was wondering, will we ever get to speak to Pacifus?
Well, we were at St. Peter's at Spixworth earlier on this morning, and we thought, and you said, "Oh, let's go back to Ranworth." And I said, "Well, we've been there, babe. We've kind of done it to death a little bit, and all the rest of it, but." Whenever you suggest something, there's always a good reason. So I'm very reluctant to pour cold water onto it. I says, yeah, okay, let's do it. Walk straight in here and bang.
Well, not straight away, but yeah.
He came through.
In front of the roofs, and I just saw him. And he could speak to me.
Yeah.
He was very small.
Yes.
Quite rotundy.
Yeah.
So well.
And he's well known in this area, isn't he, Tina? There is folklore, he's been seen. The weather vane is with him and his boat and the dog sitting on it.
Oh, yes, it is. Might get a picture of that.
Yeah, And, he's a well-known character.
I'm really honoured to be able to.
And I think the good thing is, though, Tina, that because we haven't, or you haven't sent him on, means that he could still be seen in the area.
I couldn't if I would.
No, but he's still going to be seen in the area, so we haven't taken something away from the area by doing that.
We don't always have to send souls over,
no.
even if they ask him to.
Yes.
He's happy.
And we often find that when it's the clergy, they're quite happy to stay here and do their job. Carry on. And there we're going to end. So, guys, you know what to do.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you very much.
I think we get some strange noises here.
Something's coming in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's really good.